All right, you didn't have to wait very long. We're going to be back here in series number 2. St. Clair forcing the bracket reset. Beautiful save by Kamal to start us off here. And UBC, this is exactly what we wanted to see them do to try and take an advantage of St. Clair here. This is what they did in the last series in their 2 wins. So I think if they can try and find a goal early on here, that is where they're going to find a victory. Kamal across the entire field finds a goal there from his own end, going up off the backboard into the top right corner. Absolutely beautiful. That is what you want to see from St. Clair, and that is how you start this bracket reset series to try and find yourself a championship here in the NACE Challenger playoffs.
That is insane to open up the game number 1. I was going to say, do you have any predictions on this bracket reset? What the series is going to be? Who do you think is going to win?
I think it's going to be Game 7. I think they went to Game 7 winners finals. They went to Game 6 in the last series. I really want to see a Game 7 here in this series, but St. Clair has just looked so good. Even in their losses, they're doing pretty well, and I mean, to start off a series with that kind of a goal, it's got to give your team some momentum. And, I mean, St. Clair, going to push him out of the way, but Govano going to be here to cover it up. And, I mean, that's a good way to start the series. But a lot of pressure here to start us off for UBC is really good for them because that's where they found their 2 wins is just early offensive pressure, early offensive chances.
I think at this point, I think all the pressure's on UBC.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
St. Clair cleared it. Now it's just like they don't have to worry about anything other than wins. Like, they don't have to worry about a bracket reset. They don't have to worry about anything like that. So, and like you said, Game 7, I'm going to say Game 6 again. I think we'll see back-to-back Game 6s, but maybe a few overtimes here and there.
I would love to see that. I'd love to see some overtime action. It's always nerve-wracking for the players, but for commentators, great run with a shot on net off the crossbar, though. Going to be steered away, pass towards the middle, but Kamal not going to go for it. We'll just allow it to go back to him. And St. Clair with a couple chances early on here, but Nitrix with the demo, Quadburger with an answer here in mid. Govano going to knock it up, and you know, both teams still, I feel like, trying to figure each other out. They've gone through this whole series, and they know a lot about each other, but it's still an interesting amount of, like, slow play here, trying to decide what they want to do, trying to figure out how they want to set up these plays. And I really feel like that slow time has been St. Clair's advantage.
That's going to be his center, and the ball's just going to lay low with Quadburger, making sure nobody touches that, but Nitrix going up to the ceiling, trying to get something started. I don't know if he ran out of boots or didn't have anything to compete with, but UBCO trying to get something started, but Rahman gets a night, wins that 50-50 and pinches it clear.
Halfway through this game, just a 1-goal advantage here for St. Clair on an incredible goal by Kamal, and UBC able to calm themselves down, have been able to stop a lot of what St. Clair wants to do offensively, but again, they just really struggled to find good offensive chances later on in these games. All their goals have really come early on, and Kamal going to find his 2nd goal of this game. St. Clair going to go up 2-0 in this one. A nice pass by Chuck there, actually, to Kamal, and a better shot underneath him. So now a 2-goal advantage for them here in this game. That is absolutely massive here in game number 1.
If you're Saints, you are momentum's through the roof. You're up 2-0. I mean, there's still half the game left, so you can't be too ecstatic. You can't take the pedal off, foot off the pedal, and you got to keep it going because you still need 4 wins, and anything can happen. A few mistakes, that could be a game, and then a couple of times that's the series. So you have to play like it's game 1 in the bracket reset.
Realistically, though, it is a 7-game series. You do have a lot of chance here. You have a lot of time. Kovac's going to drop it towards the middle, but Rahman going to be able to get that save, push it out of the way there, not allowing him to get any kind of shot on net. And it is a long series. You have a lot of opportunities for both of these teams, and no matter how this game goes, there's still going to be at least 3 games. Oh, Quadburger with a nice save off the post there. And, I mean, both teams, a lot of time here to try and process this bracket reset, a lot of time to figure themselves out, try and figure out how to get those good opportunities, because that's really been the difference maker in this series. I think those both teams have made mistakes, and the other team has taken advantage of it, but I think St. Clair has just been able to find better and more often these good chances and these good opportunities in front of the other team's net, and being able to create more chance for themselves to get advantages, whereas UBC just really struggled with finding it. Oh, shot off the post, Quadburger. Oh, another save by Nitrix on the goal line, stops it twice there. Beautiful job by him, and St. Clair just finding these big defensive saves that has been the difference maker here.
I think that's what UBCO needed, was that goal, and that's Nitrix is gonna give your St. Clair Saints the 3-0 lead with under a minute. It doesn't look good for game 1.
Yeah, Quadburger, just a really poor clear there, and Nitrix getting a reward for his beautiful save by putting it in the back of the net on the other end, and now a 3-goal advantage for St. Clair here in game one, I think that is just going to be about wrapped up here. I don't really think UBC have been able to find any answers. And like I said, if they don't find early goals in these games, St. Clair just ends up winning it later on. And I think that is where UBC needs to try and find something, because we saw even at the very, very beginning of this game, about 10 to 20 seconds in, UBC just piling on the pressure, a couple of good shots, but Kamal found that amazing goal, and UBC after that just kind of went into a tailspin.
Yeah, and I mean, that last goal there, that's got to be a little bit of salt on the wound. You have a chance to bring it within one, and then they get a goal line save, go down the field and score and then they just keep adding goals. That's going to be Nitrix. Just a little bit of a pinch. Oh my, Kamal with the defensive or the offensive play there, just hitting the goalie, making sure that that they can't make a save, and add up the goals. Try to make them break down a little bit harder for going into game two.
Yeah, I think for me, I think UBC just mentally checked out of this game after that third goal. I just obviously, when you're down 3-0 with 50 seconds left in a series like this, you're probably not going to end up coming back. So you start thinking about the next game. How do you find yourself an advantage? And I really think St. Clair are going to have to be ready, because yes, they do have the momentum right now. They did come off that bracket reset, and they dominated this game completely, a 4-0 game. But looking at game number 2, very important. Keep that mental strong and be ready for the beginnings of this game, because that is where UBC have found success. And it's so good for St. Clair. If you can get past those initial 30 seconds to a minute, you have yourself a good game, because that is the only way UBC have really found their wins. So for me, St. Clair, if they can find those if you can stay alive for that first minute, I think you can take these games and take the series potentially here in just 3 games.
Yeah, I think if Saints are the team that opens up the scoring, I think I think that would give them the win, because every time they won, they scored first. Yeah. So if it's going by that and Saints win, I think, or open up the scoring, I think they would make a quick work of this series.
I totally agree with you. I think if they can score their own goal and negate UBC's early potential, that is really going to be a difference maker. And for me, I look back on this series and I say, okay, like St. Clair has just made so many of their own opportunities, some really, really good individual plays and really good team plays as well. The fact that you have someone who's able to clear the front of the net multiple times, you have someone either demoing the goalie, shoving the goalie out, giving their teammates a free path to the net, that has been the difference maker, because I really feel like UBC hasn't done enough of that to give themselves any kind of chances. And I mean, at this level, that really is kind of one of those plays you need to nail, right? Is being able to have someone go for an aerial, set them up by clearing out the front of the net, and give them an opportunity to score is how you find a lot of your goals. And UBC just hasn't really been able to do that effectively in this series, and that's been the difference maker for St. Clair.
Yeah, I do think that, and I mean, I think we're waiting on a lobby here. They gotta switch up servers, because one's East Coast, one's West Coast. Gotta make it fair. Can't just all be on East Coast or all nice on West Coast. That would be that'd be a pretty disadvantage. But again, if Saints come back and win on these West Coast, I do believe this is going to be the West Coast server. So if they do come out here and win on the West Coast server, I do think that there's nothing stopping them from winning this championship. Yeah,
for sure. Obviously, the ping does make a big difference for these teams, but I think right now, St. Clair winning that first game 4-0, just such a huge advantage. Starting off this one, and I mean, you saw like how much it meant to them after they lost that winners finals there a couple of days ago, right? Like the fact that you had to go down to that losers bracket and you had to fight your way back to find this final. You come back into this game, you come back into this series against UBC, and you want that revenge. You want to say, okay, yeah, we may have lost to you, but we brought it to a game number 7. It was a really, really tight series and definitely a very winnable one here. And now that we've seen the bracket reset coming through, St. Clair already with a 1-0 advantage here in series number 2. It's looking like it's all cards on the table for them. They can definitely take this one and get themselves a shot at the championship.
Yeah, I was talking to some of the players before the game, before even the COD game, so earlier, and they were just practicing, and they said they're feeling great, they're confident, and, they were just in a good mood all around. So I think that's what, even the COD team was, like, good all around. Everything was loose. They were not stressed out about anything. So I think taking their time and doing what they do best, and that's going to be
Nitrix!
An own goal.
He found that shot off the ceiling. I don't think anyone was expecting him to get this touch here in front of the net. Able to bank it off of Covanal, or actually Quadburger, trying to save that one. Covanal, unfortunately, bad position. Nitrix, a beautiful touch there. And now a 1-0 lead again. Just UBC not finding anything early on. St. Clair with a good response finds that first goal. And I'm worried for UBC now in this game.
Yeah, I mean, you still got 3.5 minutes to go, just over that. And so you need to score. You need to find one pretty quickly. You need to score one if you're UBCO. You don't want to go behind. You don't want to go down 2-0. Because we've seen how Saints play when they're up 2-0, and it's just not good. And I think for their mental state and momentum, I do think they need to find one fairly quick.
Yeah, for sure. Kamal flipping it over one player there to Chuck. Bogberger trying to find something with Nitrix. Gonna find the net yet again. Nitrix absolutely on fire in series number 2, especially in the second game. Finding the back of the net yet again over to Chuck and St. Clair. So much momentum in here. I really just feel like that bracket reset put everything in their favor. 6-0 so far in this series for them. They are on fire right now.
Yeah, and I mean, what a brilliant pass by, I believe that was Ramen. Just unbelievable. And UBCO almost had their first opportunity of the game and trying to get some offensive going. We always see from them this game is defense. And, that's going to be a shot on goal, but the defense from Saints, it's not going to be that difficult.
Govano with a chance here to put towards the net, but not going to be able to pass it over to Quadberger just yet. St. Clair going to be able to clear it out. Almost halfway through this game, St. Clair up 2-0. And so far in this series, UBC just hasn't been able to find the back of the net. They really even haven't had that many chances, and I really just feel like so much of that confidence from the last series has just carried over for St. Clair, and UBCO just haven't been able to execute their game plan to perfection just yet, and that's really been their struggle so far because the second half of these games has just looked all St. Clair.
Yeah, so far in the first game and the half of this game, it's all St. Clair's offense dominating this game. But, I mean, all it does is take one goal. They need to get it out. UBCO needs to score one goal and try to get something going here. And I'm surprised Ramen didn't fully commit to that, letting it play out. And, UBCO looking for finally getting offensive play here maybe.
Yeah, I think obviously UBCO just really struggling on the offensive end so far in the series. And I mean, even so far in both series, because those early goals really were the only thing that they found in those games. I mean, I think they've had maybe 1 or 2 goals past the 2-minute mark remaining in any of these games. So I think they just have to try and find those clutch last second ones that really make the difference, because if you can't find those last second, you can't find any goals. Oh, Kamal finding these incredible angles, going to score the 3rd goal here for St. Clair off the wall, up and over. And St. Clair, I just don't think there's any way to stop them right now.
They are buzzing right now. The vibes are probably good. They're probably all hyped up, but
oh yeah,
gotta stay humble. Gotta make sure you end out this game. And I mean, it's 3 goals, minute and a half left. You don't got a lot of time, and if you're UBCO, you're just trying to end this game with at least 1 goal.
UBCO just trying to get something back here, because the fact that you haven't found that's going to be Quadberger finding the back of the net. Finally, UBC with an answer, but with a minute 15 left, it's going to be tough for them to come back in here. Nitrix just unfortunately wasn't where Quadberger's coming across there, able to take advantage of it, and that's huge for UBC.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was less than 15 seconds, I believe 13 seconds from the kickoff. So if they can continue doing that and tie up this game, that would be absolutely insane. And we've seen some crazy stuff on here, so who knows what will happen. But you have 60 seconds left, 30 seconds to goal, and Saints are not making it any easier. That's going to be Kamal. Actually, my bad. That's going to be Ramen from Kamal.
Finding the back of the net there. And, I mean, St. Clair just adding a little bit of salt to the wound, able to patch this back up to a 3-goal lead. And with just a minute remaining here, I still think they're going to be able to take this game pretty handily unless some crazy mistakes happen on the defensive end in this last minute. But, I mean, for UBC, yes, you are most likely going to be taken down in this game. You will most likely be going to Game 3 with the 2-0. But they finally found the back of the net, and I think that's huge because that really is where you have to start. You have to start somewhere, and the fact that you found a goal in this game is massive because it gets your confidence back even a little bit and should help you into that game number 3 because, like I've said a lot during the series, the only goals they found are early on. So if you can find some confidence, like that shot, off the post, Chuck not going to be able to find that rebound. Unfortunately, it'll be out back towards the other side. But if they can find some confidence going into Game 3, I think that'll help a lot for them trying to find those early goals.
Yeah, I mean, that hurts. You go off the post twice, looking for 1 goal. Just to say, hey, we got 2 goals, we can bring it on to something. But it looks like Kamal's going to put another one on the board. They're going to end it. I shouldn't say end it quite yet, but it is 5-1, 14 seconds remaining.
Yeah, definitely here in these two games starting this series, it's all St. Clair. And I think that first series was pretty close, but this second one, St. Clair is just absolutely dominating on. UBC just has no answers at all for them. And I mean, it's so surprising because I think that last winner's final series as well, the games were just so close all the way through. But this third series that they're playing out, it just seems like St. Clair is just completely dominating. UBC just has no answer for them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Saints are going to continue playing this. It doesn't look like it. I thought they were trying to ground it, but I think you're going to ground it there, and that's going to be it for that game number 2.
And I mean, 5-1, 4-0, these games have not been a close one at all. It's just been all St. Clair. And realistically, I think UBC has to try and find either goals early to give themselves an advantage, or at least find a goal or two late. And I mean, they did get one there later on, but at that point, again, the game was kind of just over. And you look back at these two games and you just say, okay, St. Clair with 9 goals in 2 games is just ridiculous looking at the rest of the series compared to the last one. And I mean, moving forward to game number 3, UBC have to try and find some footing. They have to try and shore up some of those small defensive mistakes, but more than anything, again, you have to find something on the offense because it's just been severely lacking in these last 2 games for them.
Yeah, I mean, they need to find something quick. If Saints wins this next game, I do believe the series is over.
Yeah, I agree.
I do believe that. It's difficult because they're just being outplayed. They need to get to the ball fast. They just need to do stuff, and it's tough because they just lost back-to-back games by 4 goals, and you only scored 1 goal in the series. The mental part of this game must be gone for them.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, you do realize that for them, they have to realize that they did win that series in 7 games against St. Clair earlier on. Like, it's still very, very doable, no matter what the scoreline says, until that final buzzer goes. You have so many opportunities, and I mean, it is only 2 games. Yes, they were pretty dominant games by St. Clair, but it is only 2 games that they're up by. So if they can take this one, they can cut that series deficit to half, and that makes it a lot more doable and makes things a lot better looking for them going on to the rest of the series. But I mean, for me, I still think if St. Clair can't find anything early, or if UBC can't find anything early, St. Clair is going to take this series pretty handily.
Yeah, I mean, is 2 games. You got this game in at least one more. We'll see what happens at the end of this one, but they are looking a little bit better. We've seen some offense here from UBC. A few opportunities. Kamal gets a demo on Kachuk, which is going to be open up that offense a little bit. Let him get through, maybe put some offensive pressure, but Quadberg going up for it, looking for a shot. That's going to be off the post. And man, how many times I've said post in the last 5 minutes has been a ridiculous amount, and I mean, it just seems they're addicted to it. Kamal looking to center that, put nobody. I believe that was Ramen in his back. Wasn't quite there.
It's just a lot of unlucky bounces here for UBC, but that's not unlucky. That is a perfect bounce to Chuck. Finding the back of the net here, a minute and a half in. That is absolutely massive for UBC. Finally finding themselves a lead here in this series. A perfect touch off the backboard there for Tkachuk. And finally, UBC with an answer early on here. St. Clair going to be on the back foot for the first time in the second series.
Yeah, for the first time.
Never mind.
And just like that, you say that, Caster's curse. It is all tied up at 1.
Sorry, UBC, I did Caster's curse there, but a face-off goal scored by Kamal. Just really good aggression here by St. Clair, and the fact that Kamal, instead of going for the usual route for that rotation, decided to go up for that 50-50, ended up winning it very cleanly and put that one in the back. And then all that momentum, again, we see what happened in the last game happened in this one. UBC find a goal, they get some momentum, they get some confidence back, and then St. Clair, just a couple seconds later, finds the back of the net, and all that momentum, all that confidence he had is gone, and ooh, off the post. Another chance UBC, but not being able to convert it.
Yeah, it's still out front of the net, but it has been cleared, and I mean, the demo coming from UBC, thought another one there on Nitrix from Tkachuk, and just can't do anything. They're just bad timing. Like, it doesn't even open up the defense because Saints are on the offensive pressure. That's going to be passed down to Nitrix and just high. Oh my.
Close chances here for St. Clair and for UBC in this game. Back and forth. Very, very close. And I mean, realistically, like you said, I definitely think if they win this, it is a best-of-7 series, but if you go up 3-0 in the series, I think it's pretty much over. You do have a chance to come back, but St. Clair would just have so much momentum it's just very, very hard for me to see UBC finding that reverse sweep. And I mean, a 1-1 game, still anyone's here just over halfway, but chances have just been very, very slow and very far in between for UBC. They haven't really been able to find anything good so far in the series. Quadberg with a chance, but Covano actually going to find that one. Quadberg decided not to tip that one, but UBC finally finding another lead here in this game, and you got to keep finding these chances and being able to put them in the back of the net, because that is really, you have to try and find an answer for St. Clair to try and stop that momentum they have going in the series.
Yeah, that momentum is crazy, and I mean, that's exactly what you need. You need another. You have the lead here. You need to play outstanding defense and even offense. You need to get that ball out of your end. The more times in it, the more shots that the Saints get, it's just going to end up in the back of the net and then tie game again. You don't want that happening. You need the pressure going on, and you need to get something started.
Yeah, for sure. Still, you have a 2-1 lead here for UBC. Definitely still anyone's game, but not as explosive as those first 2 games were for St. Clair. I think they've definitely been a little bit more cautious here in game number 3. Haven't really been playing to their strength, which has been their pure aggression. Kamal the chance here, but can be cleared out the other way. And St. Clair just hasn't really found that good click offensively that they had in those first 2 games.
Yeah, and there's going to be a shot on goal, but Kamal making it look a little bit iffy there. And the 50-50 from Kachuk, going to leave that open, going to get a shot on net. And it's going to go off the post. It's going to be pinched by, I believe that was Nitrix. So making that save, it's just not what they want. And I mean, that's good for St. Clair, but man, if you're UBCO, you definitely wanted that goal.
Yeah, Nitrix bailing out his teammate Kamal there, accidentally flipped instead of going for the double jump. With a minute remaining here, St. Clair still a chance to try and tie this one up, but UBC have been doing pretty well here in this game at keeping them in their own zone. So if they can continue that trend, keep them away from the UBC net. Ooh, Kamal with a pinch pass, but it was actually too strong for Raman to take control of, so we'll go back towards the other end. Nitrix going to stop it, able to keep it in the offensive zone here. 30 seconds left. St. Clair putting on some offensive pressure. They have a chance to try and tie this game.
Yeah, I mean, as long as the ball's in the air and there's some sort of time in the clock, it won't end until the ball is touching the ground with 0 seconds left. So anything is possible. 20 seconds remaining. Saints need a hard push here. Nitrix going to get a shot, but that's going to be a great read by Quadberger. But that's going to be a redirect towards an open net.
Oh, no!
Nobody's there to tie the game, and the ball is on the ground. Anybody's game still. As long as the ball's in the air, Kamal gonna have a pass over to Nitrix, gonna get a shot, and that's gonna be deflected down, and nobody's there.
UBC find an answer here in game number 3. They will take it and put the series to a 2-1, but St. Clair, a chance there at the end, a really, really good one, just couldn't find the back of the net. But more importantly, UBC able to find a later goal in the game and able to keep that lead and able to win it out. So they found a new way that they can win the game, and that is absolutely huge in this series. And St. Clair, I feel like that game was, they kind of pulled in a lot of their aggression. They weren't playing as much offense. They're playing a lot of defense, and it's been a kind of a trend throughout the whole season, right? It's like a really good offense gives you a good defense. I think St. Clair, specifically the green team, has been really, really good on the offensive side. They've struggled a lot of times on the defense, but the fact is you're putting more goals in the other net than they can score on you, and that really has been the difference maker. And looking at this game, I think that is something that they kind of struggled with, was the fact that they were playing too defensive. They didn't give themselves enough offensive opportunities, and that's why UBC won it. So I think going into game number 4, you have to kind of do a mental reset. Okay, yes, we were completely dominating this series, but UBC struck back, and they struck us where we were weak. So I think looking at game number 4, we have to go back to that offensive aggression, that crazy courage they have to go for some of those unorthodox plays, but it really has made the difference in these 2 series.
Yeah, I think they need to go back to how they were playing in game 1 and 2. I do think that the more aggressive style suited their play, and I mean, as you could tell, like, it was 4-1 or it was 4-0 and 5-1. So I think if they go back to being super aggressive, I think that will go back. As I say that, a goal line save coming out of UBCO, and I mean, I think that's what you want at the starting of the game. Not letting Saints score. As I say that, Nitrix is going to put it away.
What a redirect by Nitrix. Absolutely beautiful pass there by Kamal. Able to thread the needle through 2 players. Nitrix able to put that one in the back of that end. St. Clair finding the first goal in this game is huge because, like you said, every single time St. Clair has scored first, they have won the game so far in these 2 series. And with them scoring their first goal, I think that trend might want to continue for them.
Yeah, and we will find out right soon. UBCO gonna get a shot here, but Kamal is gonna make a save, and Nitrix again going to the air, trying to drop that off to Kamal, which he does. But again, that's gonna be a pinch. See if Ramen's just gonna put that in the corner, but that's gonna be centered, and nobody from UBCO is there to make a play. But the offensive, they're not letting Saints get a lot of offensive time. It was just that one session
chance
that they let him score. But again, Kamal almost got the redirect there, and I think that could have been a game changer right there.
No boost for Ramen, not able to put anything in the back of the net there, unfortunately, but still holding on to this 1-goal lead. Just over a minute passed in this game. Kamal going to find a demo in the front of the net, but pretty even game so far. Hasn't really been too many chances there. Just one nice redirect. And I mean, for me, again, I want to see St. Clair with some more aggressiveness here. I still think they're playing very, very defensive, trying to keep this 1-goal lead that they have, but that just hasn't really been working for them so far in the season and in this series. So I want to see them try and put on some offensive pressure, try and set up some more set pieces. Look just like this one, Nitrix a chance, but can be turned away. And this is the St. Clair we like to see, is just piling on the offense, trying to get as many shots on net as you can, because that has been the difference maker in the series.
Yeah, and like you were saying, they are not as aggressive, still not as aggressive as they were. And I mean, that's going to be wide open, and nobody from UBCO is there. And I mean, Saints, as I say that, I was going to say they were clearing it, but UBCO have still got a little bit of something happening here. Going to get a shot on goal here. Going to look for sneak it in top corner, but not quite there. And Saints going to get it out. And is that on net? Oh, it just a little bit off. And
oh, that's a wide open net that Ramen somehow missed there. And unfortunately, couldn't tap that one in the back of the net. Missed his golden opportunity there to put them up by 2. Shot here. Quadburger going to get turned away by Nitrix. It's a nice save. And halfway through this game, St. Clair still maintaining the 1-0 lead, but it's not as explosive as his first 2 games do, and that makes me worried. Shot on net here. Quadburger going to come out of the corner and be able to save that one. And a lot quieter game in this one than we thought.
Yeah, only 1 goal just over halfway through the game, so I do think that it is a little bit quieter. And the one thing I want to see is, I mean, UBCO is still playing the way that they did play in the last game, but I want to see them get more aggressive. They have nothing to lose right now. I mean, you're down by 1, 2 minutes left. I mean, you can continue doing this style probably for another maybe 30 to 45 seconds, but you definitely want to get more aggressive. I want to see them get more aggressive and be confident when you go for those 50-50s and get these aerial shots. Just try to get something that, you know, the Saints players aren't expecting.
They've been allowing a lot of what St. Clair wants to do, a lot of this aggression, but if they can somehow turn St. Clair's aggression into mistakes, then that's where they can try and take advantage, because so far St. Clair just not really being punished for these aggressive plays that they're making. It looks like chance here. Ramen going to pass towards the middle. Nitrix going to find his 2nd goal of the game. Again, set up there really, really nicely on the pass by his other teammate in Ramen. And I mean, right now, St. Clair, all buttons pressed, all the tables are turning for them. They are definitely looking really good. And 2-goal lead here with 1:22 left in this game. UBC going to have to try and find an answer soon, or it might just be game point, series point, and championship point for St. Clair.
Yeah, I mean, you need to find something. You're down 2-0. You can't waste any more time. You have to send everything you got at this ball, and without overcommitting, obviously. But again, right now, there's nothing to lose. Throw everything you got, everything, be as aggressive as you can, and try to get some demos, starting off with that one.
Yeah, demo is definitely making a huge difference in this series. Quadburger going to find Nitrix as well, but not really an advantage they're taking from this one. They're just allowing St. Clair to reset, get some boosts back that they didn't have, and with 48 seconds remaining here, time is of the essence for UBC. Trying to find something here, give themselves a chance to go for that 0-second goal, because for St. Clair, if they're able to go up 3-1 in this series, it's really going to be tough for me to see UBC trying for that reverse sweep and coming back, because it's just been St. Clair with really, really good clean play throughout this entire series, throughout both series so far, and I just feel like UBC just hasn't been their day.
I couldn't agree more. 20 seconds left in game number 4, Series 2. It's almost there, and he needed that goal. Maybe we could have seen some. 10 seconds left. I don't think UBCO's has any shot in this game, but there is still one more.
St. Clair will go up to championship point here. Will be up 3-1 in this bracket reset series, and they've come so far. You had to force the bracket reset, and then now you're playing for this championship point. We saw in that last series, in winners finals when they played against UBC, it was a 7-game series. It then did come down to that game number 7, a 1-goal difference. But this has seemed completely different. Even the games that UBC is winning, it's just finding a couple of early goals, and outside of the one they've had in the series where they did end up maintaining that lead throughout the entire time, it just really feels like the second half of these games has just been all St. Clair.
Yeah, I mean, it's been all St. Clair. I mean, the only game number 3, is the only thing that they showed up on offense and defense. I think they need to go back to that and say, what did we do right here? Where did we get these goals at, and do the same thing? But also, they need to throw everything they got at it. They have nothing to lose. They're down 3-1 in the series. They need to throw everything. This has got to be the most aggression they could play with coming up.
All credit has got to go to St. Clair, though. Like, those 2 goals they found in that game, they're not just some fluke mistake that UBC is making. They're actually really, really good set pieces coming off the wall, a perfect pass towards the middle, and the teammate is ready. And the fact that they have that much confidence in each other in giving the opportunities to Nitrix to able to convert those goals is massive, because if you can get those set pieces coming through, like, there's a lot of chances that are very, very well saved opportunities, but those 2 goals specifically, no chance for the goalie to save those. Like, those are absolute missiles towards the middle. Nitrix exactly in position, ready to go for those shots. And I mean, if St. Clair can find more goals like that, they can wrap up the series. They can wrap up NACE Star League Challengers, and they can take home a championship trophy.
Yeah, I do believe that. And I mean, it's still not over for Saints. It's going to be tough. Like, even though they've had these, 4-0, 5, even the last one, even the last game, 2-0, and then you had a 2-1 loss. Like, it's still going to be a grindy game, and I don't think it's. I could be wrong, but I don't think it's going to be a blow like the first 2 games.
It's not going to be easy by any means. We'll be hopping into this game point or match point here in just a second, but I mean, looking back at these 2 series, I think St. Clair has just been playing really, really cleanly. I think that a lot of stuff that they struggled with in the last series, they cleaned up pretty well. And I think there's just hasn't been enough aggression from UBC to make a difference. I think St. Clair has just been able to find those offensive chances and convert them into goals. And UBC just hasn't really been able to give themselves too many chances to try and take leads in the games. And that's really been where their struggle is. They're just finding early on, they're finding mistakes St. Clair is making and taking advantage of it. But when you go to that second half of the game, St. Clair is calm and composed, and the small chances that they get, they end up turning into goals. And that really has been why St. Clair is up 3-1 in this series, threatening this championship that they can take home to St. Clair College.
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. I think we will be on West servers this game. So
3-1? I think that's actually E servers.
Oh, it'll be E servers. Oh. So, I mean, there's not much of it, but still a little bit of an advantage. But again, I can't, like I said last week, I cannot wait for LANs. Maybe there'll be like a collegiate LAN with all the championship events. That'd be phenomenal. But again, it is online due to COVID and all that. But again, I don't mind it. We're in person, so
yeah, it's better. It works for us.
It works for us, and we're having a good time. And both Saints team. One's got the championship. We are one away from having a sweep of the day.
The one thing is with COVID restrictions, though, is the fact that all the players can be here. They're all in the nest together right now playing, and you have the coach there as well. So, I mean, when you're playing online and you're all at home, like, great, you win a championship, but you're not seeing your team. Like, here now, if they win this one, if they're able to turn this into a championship win, they can celebrate with each other here, and it's got to help so much. We talked about it so much throughout all the broadcasts through this season. Like, the amount of communication, the amount of celebration you can have with your team in person is so much better. Here we're going to go. Game number 5, St. Clair on championship point, and we are going to get a reset here. So, fortunately, we were so excited to get into that game number 5, but it will be happening in just a second. But reflecting back on the Rocket League season for both teams for a second here, I think they have had their struggles. I think the fact that St. Clair got to compete in the CCL on stream was absolutely massive. Or CRL, sorry. The fact that the gold team was able to compete on that's massive. And despite the fact the results weren't amazing, I think all the leagues they played in, they did really well. And they had some pretty decent results. So I think both teams can be very proud of how far they made it in the season.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the gold squad, I believe, placed top 3. And then you have this team at least top 2 looking for a championship. It's unbelievable. And, I've had a talk with Comp from the Gold Squad. When I interviewed him earlier this year, and he said that the chemistry is built differently when you're in person. So it makes everything better in person, and I 100% agree. Yeah, even though I'm not over there winning championships or over there winning games, I'm over here casting, and it's way better in person.
100%. And I mean, looking forward, I can't wait to see what they can have. And I mean, a lot of these players are going to have the same teams looking into this winter semester as well. So I think the fact that you're able to stay together, keep building that chemistry together, and the fact that you have more time over the break and over this entire season to get to know each other a lot better, get to know their styles. I think that means that looking in the next season, they're going to be more refined. But here we're going to go. Game number 5 starting off here. St. Clair on championship point here. The NACE Challengers playoffs, looking to try and seal up and get themselves a grand final victory here in game number 5.
Yeah, going to start this one off early. UBC almost had an opportunity really early. Within, I believe that's 10 seconds. So, a huge opportunity for them. And, I mean, Fisher throwing everything he's got at it with the flip reset and can't quite get there. That is Kamal with a save. And, I mean, UBCO is throwing everything they got, but that's going to be on goal.
That's so Ramen.
What a save. What a clear.
Turns it from the other end of the field into a goal. And that is exactly what you want to see if you're St. Clair. UBC, again, putting on the offensive pressure early on, but just like game number 3, Kamal found that goal in game 3, and now Ramen finding it here in game number 5 just negates so much of what they want to start off this game with. And now up a goal already 30 seconds into this game, things looking bleak for UBC.
Yeah, you don't want to be here if you're UBC. Oh, and I mean, the Saints, they're probably buzzing in there. They're probably happy. We're like, all right, we opened up the scoring early. Let's try to see if we can, stack another goal on top of that. But if you're UBC, you're like, let's just tie the game. It doesn't matter what else happens. Tie the game. That's what's on their mind. And I could not imagine the situation they're in as Ramen is going to put it away. Give St. Clair a 2-0 lead.
That is absolutely massive there. They find a second goal here. Now comes desperation hour for UBC. Yes, you are only a minute into the game. Still a lot of time left here, but St. Clair, you've seen what they can do with these leads that they've built up. They just don't let the pressure relent. And for UBC, you got to find a goal somewhere here soon. Chop going to beat the players actually in the face-up, and Nitrix able to clear that one out. And I mean, for UBC, it has just been a struggle of a series so far. I think that second one, the first series was a lot closer to the second one. Just been all St. Clair, and even in the one game they did lose, I think St. Clair has just been able to figure out UBC. UBC just not able to find those offensive chances they did in series number 1, and now for St. Clair, you're up 2 goals, 3 minutes, 30 seconds left until you have a national championship. Just try and hold on, but they're still putting on the pressure. A chance there for Nitrix, but turned her way by Covano.
Yeah, I think with this competition, this high of playing style, you can't just hold off on defense, and that's what we've seen in game number, I believe it was game number 3 when UBC won that. Saints were just playing too defensively, and they lost that game. So I think you have to keep the pedal to the metal and just do that. But just like that, Covano is gonna put UBCO on the board. And
yeah, the Chuck with a really nice play there. Actually, he got a flip reset off the wall there and was able to put it back towards his teammate. And the fact that he's able to get that is absolutely massive.
Yeah, that is absolutely insane. And now it's only a 1-goal game, so UBCO not in a bad spot here. And that's going to be a shot just wide of the net and a big save there from probably Nitrix, I think. Somebody back there, but it is.
Yeah, I see. We got a substitute. I didn't even notice that for this game, actually. We have Safeway Police in.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Yeah, that's throwing a sub doesn't hurt to, especially when you're down 3-1. And who did they take out? They got Kachuk. They got Fisher.
No, they have Covano and not. Oh, I don't know, actually.
Covano got.
No, Covano's here. It's Covano, Chuck, and Safeway. That's okay. We'll figure it out later. Anyway, 2 minutes left in this one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good try here, but I mean, St. Clair's still up in this game. But a chance here, if Safeway Police can make some kind of comeback here, that would be absolutely massive. In game number 5, you're being thrown in to try and turn the series around. That'd be huge. But St. Clair holding on to this 2-goal advantage with 2 minutes remaining.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? This could be series changing if he comes out, scores a goal, and gets over it. But I don't know, like a sub could very well change the whole team's momentum around, and like who knows? But again, they have to score. They have to tie this. There's a minute 30 left before Saints right now are in championship. They have one goal. They're in the lead right now. It's not what you want. And Chuck with a big save. That's exactly what they need. That's going to be redirected on net, but it was just short. I thought it was a little bit further than it was. Depth of field is not quite there in Rocket League, but man, I was almost there, shot. And they're going to have another opportunity here. Safeway Police looking for the opportunity, but not quite. Kachuk trying to get something started. UBCO trying to get something started. They're 1 minute away. Saints 1 minute away from a championship.
2-1 scoreline, still anybody's game here. One mistake from St. Clair could tie it up. One mistake from UBC could more than likely seal their fate here in game number 5. 45 seconds left. Ball will be cleared out here. Nitrix trying to find this one. Actually going to be demoed there by Cavano, but Ramen can answer back with the demo zone. Chuck with a chance here to put it on net. Nice save there by Ramen to steer it outside. Nitrix with a chance to clear it. 30 seconds left. Can St. Clair seal the series up here and bring themselves to a championship? Nitrix finds the back of the net there. That is absolutely massive. His first goal of the game. Unfortunately, Sabre Police could not clear that one out, and a miss there by a couple teammates. And Nitrix going to put this one to 3-1, 27 seconds left. That could be the deal here. That could seal the deal here for St. Clair. That could bring them to a NACE playoff championship.
Yeah, they have 13 seconds to score 2 goals. 13 seconds each. That's not a lot of time. And when you have Kamal going to the air like this, passing over the teammate, but it's not. It's intercepted. And this could be out front. Safe Police misses it, and that could be the game. That could be the series.
12 seconds remaining here. Can UBC find some kind of answer? Will St. Clair seal it up? 6 seconds remaining. No. Going to be cleared out, and that is going to be it here in just a second. St. Clair up by 2. That is going to be it. St. Clair take the NACE Playoffs Challenger Series. They will take this grand final on a bracket reset. They're going to go 4-1. They're going to take it, and they will be your champions of the NACE Star League Challenger Playoffs. Absolutely beautiful win by them. They come back after being taken down by UBC in the winners finals. They roar back in the grand finals, force a bracket reset, and then take the second series 4-1. A really good try there by UBC, but St. Clair, absolutely wonderful series. Smoked it out, and that is going to be it. They take a 4-1. Beautiful stuff.
It took them 11 games, bracket reset, and the championship. 11 games from start to finish today. That's a lot of Rocket League. That is a lot. And, you know, at the beginning of the day, your nerves are, you don't want to go into the day. And then you realize, hey, you know, we reset the bracket. We're vibing. This is all in us. We went from underdogs to the favorites in that bracket reset.
I honestly think that first series was a little bit shaky for them. But this second series, absolutely dominant. Those first 2 games are coming out with 9 goals in 2 games in such a low-scoring series. Such a huge impact here, and I can't even give an MVP of this series. I think every single player had such a huge impact. Even in those last couple of games, he had some beautiful set pieces. Nitrix scoring the goals, but Kamal and Raming setting him up so well. Everyone had their moment, and you love to see it, right? St. Clair, just so many trials and tribulations throughout this entire series, throughout this entire run in the playoffs, forcing to go through the losers bracket, but they find this win here in the grand finals. They take it 4-1, and UBC, they even put in a sub there in the last game to try and turn it around, but St. Clair shut the door on them, and wonderful stuff from them. All credit to the players and coaching staff as well. Just we're really, really well done here, and they take this championship in the NACE Star League playoffs.
What an absolute day. Saints swept the day with championships. You had your
You'll love to see it.
You love to see it. And, you know, there's big thanks all around to everybody. You know, Danners for, you know, giving us production. We got Jay, you know, producing today and observing the COD game earlier. Jackson helped me out quite a bit this year. You
wow.
Side by side, and everybody. Thank God we can do it in person. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I love to see it. And I mean, throughout all these games, all these plays that we've seen throughout this entire series and throughout this entire playoffs run, I think for me, I definitely like Nitrix in this one. He's got to be a big shout out to him. He scored a couple of clutch goals here, especially in these last couple of games. Huge difference maker, but Rollin with some amazing saves. Kamal with a couple crazy individual plays in this series to make a huge difference. But yeah, I just want to thank everyone across the board. I want to thank Danners for all the production work he's done throughout all these games, throughout every series that we've done. He's been here. He's been teaching everybody, as well as making the production himself. It's been wonderful. I really want to thank him tremendously, and everyone that's come in, all the observers, all the casters, everyone that's come in has been huge. You've been especially you've been here in the last couple of weeks a lot. It's been really helpful, and it's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed this season so far, and the fact that we're able to go out on such a high note with St. Clair, taking both championships today, wonderful stuff.
That's huge. And for the last time in 2021, we get to thank our sponsors.
It's kind of sad.
It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. First up, we got Crunchyroll. Not really new, but new to the semester. Yeah. Oh man, it's like the anime. It's the Netflix.
It's the anime ending. It's the anime ending we didn't want to see.
Exactly, and I mean, Netflix of anime. I started watching it because of free trial, and you know what? I had never used to watch it, but again, this is awesome. Great sponsorship, and to get into collegiate esports too.
Yeah,
esports
I remember
in general.
When they announced it, I thought it was a very interesting sponsorship, but I definitely think they've invested in the right people for sure. And you can get yourself a 14-day premium trial for free at crunchyroll.com/saints. It's the last time we'll ask you, but it should be your first instinct is to go there right now. Get yourself a free trial. I want to thank all our other sponsors as well for a wonderful season. We have Tim Hortons, Subway, the SRC, as well as St. Clair College Alumni Association. Wonderful sponsors. Thank you for being here and sponsoring us yet again throughout this season. It's been a blast, and want to shout out our merch as well. It is Christmas time, so I think it's about time. Get yourself some. Get some for your family, for your friends, everybody that wants it. Give it to everybody that doesn't want it so they can cheer St. Clair on too as well. Get themselves some nice merch. Acquire.ca/Saints. We got everything you wanted. Jersey with the name on the back of it, I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, all of it's comfy. I got the sweater, the masks, jackets. It's all comfy. It's all great for the family too. So, order yours today. Acquire.ca/Saints.
Yeah, that is going to wrap it up for this season, though. St. Clair with a double dose of celebrations today. They take the NJCAAE Call of Duty Championships, and over here on the Rocket League stream, they take the NACE Star League Challenger Playoffs. Absolutely beautiful barn burner. 2 series, they force the bracket reset, and they end up winning it 4-1. Wonderful stuff, but that is going to be it. I want to thank everyone on production that came through, especially, again, shout out Danners for all the work he's done throughout this semester, as well as Jay. And everyone else that came through, everyone else that was in casting and in production. I want to thank everyone for their help. I want to thank the players for giving us such good plays and all the fun work that we've had, and giving us an opportunity to cast some wonderful esports here. And want to thank teachers as well as coaches, especially. I feel like they don't get enough love throughout the season, but they make such a huge impact and the reason why a lot of these teams are so successful. And I really, really like the investment that St. Clair has made in these coaches, and the coaches' investment in the players. I think that has been really good. But more than anyone, I want to thank the viewers at home. We couldn't do this without you guys. You guys are amazing, and keep doing everything you're doing. Check us out. We'll be back in the new year, maybe sometime sooner with a little bit of intro. But in the new year, we'll have some more St. Clair action for you. But that is going to be it for today. Have yourself a wonderful Sunday. I'm John Billbangs Dima, joined by Nicholas Kermit Malosh. Hopefully, we'll see you guys sometime soon. But for the last time, stay safe, love everyone, have yourself a good evening. Thank you for watching St. Clair, and we can't wait to see you soon.